Hello, my name is Lesley Atherton, and this is my story based on truth called Losing It, all about losing an 82,000-word novel. I'm sure it isn't just me who has done this, but the ambivalence I feel is surprising. I used to work on an IT support desk. There was often quite a bit of quiet time in between calls. We were allowed to do our own thing during these periods, provided we answered the phone immediately should it ring. Office mates of mine had various different ways of filling in the dead time. Some played endless games of patience or minesweeper. Others plugged in the headphones and listened to music while they dozed a little. Books were read, and books were written too, because it was at that point in life that I knew I wanted to write. It seemed an obvious decision to make, given that I wrote all the time. Even my friend Sue and I would relay stories to each other via work email. One paragraph from A to B, then the next from B to A. That way we'd create a story that has the element of surprise for both of us. Everyone who knew me was aware of my book about apes. Mainly because I did plenty of research and talked about it all the time. There was nobody who knew more about the consistency and contents of gorilla dung than I did. Well, not in my town anyway. So what was my amazing story? It was the tale of a gang of apes who suddenly developed extra powers and who terrorised people. Of course, there were elements likely gleaned from Planet of the Apes, but my story was more awful, really. It was one of the many occasions where my research really did show, all the way through. My writing reached about 65,000 words when I decided that enough was enough. On a ridiculous impulse, I deleted it and deleted all my research too. I'd fallen entirely out of love with the whole thing, and I've only regretted doing this about 100 times since. After that, I began to write an epic tale inspired by my brief time living in Edinburgh. I remember I wrote of secrets in cupboards under the stairs and Waverley train station. I remember passageways and hidden bars and not a lot else. Basically, it's weird just how little of this story I remember, given that it was 82,000 words long and consumed much of my brain power for over 6 months. The fact that it was clearly so unmemorable gives me comfort. Why? Because I lost 82,000 words of this newly developing novel when there was a glitch between backing up 2 servers and the failure of a computer's hard drive. No doubt I could have requested that the document be recovered from backup. Once I got over the shock, I realised that I was happy for it to be gone. 2 years afterwards, I couldn't even remember its working title, the character names, or the plot. And now, 25 years on, I remember only a few of the memories that had inspired my second novel, and the number of words I lost. It wasn't the end of the world, and it wasn't the end of my writing either. My early works are gone. And that gives me the freedom to pretend that both were early masterpieces, perhaps the best things I never wrote.